Hello, and welcome to Conquering Finale. My name is Jason Lafredo, and today I'm going to give you a quick introduction to note entry in Finale. Now, there are two main methods of entering notes in Finale. There's simple entry, which you can find in the main tool palette. It looks like an eighth note. And there is speedy entry, which is right next to it, and it looks like a cartoon speedy eighth note. All right. And there is a third method of entering notes into Finale called Hyperscribe, which is right next to that. Now, Hyperscribe will allow you to enter notes into Finale in real time. You can play along to a click on your MIDI keyboard and get notes entered that way. I will caution you about Hyperscribe, though. Although it can be useful at times, it can also be very inaccurate in many circumstances. So you may end up spending as much time fixing notes as you do entering notes. So I would suggest that you really try to make simple or speedy entry your main method of entering notes into Finale. All right. Now, interestingly, between simple and speedy, if you happen to know anything about music notation, you may know that historically there's been a very contentious rivalry between users of Finale and Sibelius, and now that Dorico's out, I think there's actually a rivalry between all three programs, believe it or not. And what's interesting about Finale is that there's a bit of a mini rivalry within Finale uh, with users that use simple entry and users that use speedy entry. It seems that users will fall into one or the other camp, and I think it really has to do with what they're comfortable with and what they kind of learn Finale with. Now, I'm not going to make a judgment call about which is better. Both simple and speedy entry will do the same thing. You'll be able to enter notes into Finale, and you can do it very quickly in either simple or speedy entry. It just depends on how comfortable you are with it and how quick you can get with it. You can also be very slow with either if you're not familiar with the keystrokes and all of that. Which brings me to my next point about note entry in simple or speedy entry is that it's very keystroke reliant. All right, so this is one area in Finale where it's going to be worth taking the time to really learn the keystrokes, memorizing as many as you can as quickly as you can. The faster you do that, the quicker you'll be able to get to entering notes very quickly in Finale. All right, and you'll notice that this is actually this Finale file I have here is sort of set up for the first speedy entry lesson, and you notice that I've got these graphics embedded with some of the keystrokes for Mac and Windows and pitches. And there's a couple things to note about this. You'll notice that this is a graphic of the number pad on an extended keyboard. Which brings me to the point which is that I believe that the number pad is an important thing in Finale. It will make things a little bit faster for you. Now, you can enter notes in Finale without the number pad. You can use the row of numbers on the top of the computer keyboard just as well for rhythms. But some of the other buttons in the number pad will make certain things a little bit faster. Of course, you can get to every single function on a laptop with some other combination of modifier keys and everything, but you will be a little bit faster with a number pad. In fact, just having the number pad there, you could put three fingers, at 4, 5, 6, and move up or down. And you can get all of the rhythms pretty much without looking. So it will be more efficient that way, and I would suggest you do it. If you don't have an extended keyboard, you can actually just buy a little mini USB number pad, and trust me, it's definitely worth the $20 or $30 investment for that. All right. And the other thing to note about this is that you'll notice that I've got a Mac version and a Windows version here. Now, 85 to 90% of the keystrokes will be similar between Mac and Windows, but there are some differences, particularly in the modifier keys between Mac and Windows. Now, I happen to use Mac, so when I do these tutorials, I will speak in Mac keystrokes. But just so that the Windows people are not left behind, what I will do is once the video is done, I will edit some texts in the videos to show the alternate Windows versions of those keystrokes if and when they are appropriate. All right. So if you're a Windows person, don't fret. And then the last thing I want to mention is go find the Finale Quick Reference Card. Just Google Finale Quick Reference Card and download that and put that close to your computer. And what that is it's just a list of all of the keystrokes. And actually, let me I'll pull it over here so you can see it. On the top half of it is the Windows version of it, and the bottom half is the Macintosh version of it. And it's a little bit smaller right now because it's all in one one screen right here, but there is a printable version of both of these, I believe. And you may notice that the entire right half of the card is dedicated to Speedy and simple entries. So I wasn't kidding that note entry in Finale is very keystroke reliant. All right. So the faster you can learn these keystrokes, the quicker you'll be able to enter notes in Finale. And oh, you know what? And also, maybe I'll type the URL in the video for you so that you can have that. You can just go get that right away, or just email me and I'll send you the link. All right. So that's the introduction to note entry. I'm gonna get into both simple and speedy entry coming up soon. So come back and we'll start putting some notes in your score. So thanks for watching and see you soon.